I'm Michael Jones here with Variety, with James Westby, the director of the Auteur here at Tribeca Film Festival. Tell us what it's about.
The Auteur is about the world's greatest porn director. He's not a video, gonzo hack. He's an actual artist. I liken him more to Fellini and Scorsese, and perhaps Kubrick than any other porn director per se.
Mm-hmm. What are some? And I just made some little notes here. He has a great line in it. He's an art-core pornographer who
Yeah.
has made such films as My Left Nut, Five Easy Nieces, and his epic Full Metal Jack-Off.
I'm glad you're able to say Full Metal Jack-Off on this. That's awesome. I was worried about that. Yeah, the movie, obviously, there are a lot of riffs on classic cinema in the film. And Full Metal Jack-Off that you just mentioned, that's my proudest moment so far as a filmmaker. Just because my intention is always to make people laugh. And that in the few, preview screenings that we've had of this film, it definitely does that. And I feel like it's something that I personally haven't seen in a mainstream feeling film before.
Yeah. What were some of the other riffs on contemporary movies that didn't make the cut?
You know what? I think all the titles ended up being in the film that were originally there, but there are some really fun ones. My favorite one is Requiem for a Wet Dream.
Yeah.
Just because the movie is a little more obscure to a lot of viewers, and yet it's I don't know, it just really works for me. And this character Arturo Domingo, he went to USC Film School, and his thesis project there was Five Easy Nieces, which was one of the more fun ones to recreate. Five Easy Pieces being a great piece of 70s cinema. It was just a blast to build those sets and watch people go nuts.
Right. So talk about developing the script. I mean, it feels like a lot of it is developed much like in Waiting for Guffman, in that used kind of the moment to keep it going. I mean, of maybe improv, or was it pretty much all scripted?
Everything was scripted, and the character was, the germ of the idea was Melek Malkasian, the lead actor, who's my best friend, and he's been the lead in every film that I've made. For the most part, everything followed the script. There is a documentary component in the first act of the film where we learn about his life, because during the film, he's being honored at a film festival over a weekend. And within the first 20 minutes of this movie, you learn about his whole life via this documentary that people are watching in a theater. And within that little documentary segment, there was a lot of improvisation. There was a sort of an American Beauty takeoff, which is in the latter half of his career when he was making films like While You Were Queefing, which is another one of my favorite titles. It's a little throwaway moment in the film, but the American Beauty part certainly had a lot of improvisation with these falling petals. Our production designer or art director came up with that idea and just dumped these rose petals, and they didn't fall right, and he freaked out. And being, an artist past his prime, he was his temper, gets the best of him.
So your best friend plays the lead? Named Arturo Diego?
Arturo Domingo is the character's name. Yeah, and Melek Malkasian is the genius actor who portrays him.
Right. And Arturo's kind of known for his anti-waxing stance. Kind of believes that it should be let grow like an untamed forest.
Right. Well, that's in reference to his movie that he's trying to get financed while the story is happening, called Gangbangs of New York. And he is actually encouraging or trying to find actors who will, let themselves be bushy. I didn't think I was going to say that, but I did.
It's variety.
Yeah. Pubic hair growth is important for that particular moment to make it, to give it verisimilitude or what have you. I've always wanted to use verisimilitude in a sentence, and there was my opportunity.
So what did you need, or what were you looking for in your lead? Were you looking for that kind of like foreign like art film loving?
It started with Melek being a good friend and always wanting to write a part for him where he does something different than we did in the last movie. And he's a lot like Peter Sellers. Melek is, in that he can do accents, and he does this amazing baritone, even though his own voice is not a baritone. And it kind of started with just wanting him to do something suave, maybe slightly anachronistic, and then it just turned into this genius porn director, and that's funny all of a sudden, and then the whole thing emanated from that. And when you said the way he pronounced hardcore pornography, I'm not doing it justice, but that's my favorite line reading in the film.
Yeah,
for sure.
why Tribeca over other film festivals? What was it about Tribeca that made you want to enter your premiere to this film festival?
Well, there are a lot of films that have played at Tribeca over the years, particularly Kaveh Zaidi movie "I Am a Sex Addict," which I think is very underrated. I know that it played here, and that was one of the movies I think on my mind when we entered this festival. Never expecting to get in. We're a pretty small film from Oregon, with we don't have any what you'd call name actors in the movie, other than Ron Jeremy, who makes a small cameo as himself, clothed, by the way. But no,
Thank God
Tribeca's
for that.
perfect. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So you say you're a small movie from Oregon. You don't have a sales agent. You guys are coming here just to kind of purely show the movie and hope it sells just based on that.
Well, more than anything, it's to show the film,
Right.
and we have 5 screenings, and they're almost all sold out, and that's exciting. The reason I make movies is to make people laugh, or try and make them laugh, and watching people, watch the movie is a big thrill.
Right. Well, thank you for coming by. It's great.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.